Okay, 7 says a square root of 32. So, square roots and fractions, you're going to need your calculator. Okay, so, same thing, get your calculator, and you're going to turn your phone sideways. Okay, and you have to type the 32 first. So you say 32, and find the button that has, and it looks like this. It looks like a square root symbol with an X, and it has a little bitty 2 out there. Okay, so that's the button that you're looking for. And so you're going to hit that button. And it's 5.6 is going to be approximately that number. So you got approximately, gosh dang it, approximately 5.6. So draw your number line. What's going to be our center point?
5.
5. And we go 1 up, 1 down. So we got 4 and 6. And 5.6 is going to be just about half, but a little bit more. So pick somewhere in there. I don't really care. And the number is really the square root of 32. Okay, so we got it labeled. I don't know how many of these I put on here. 14. Okay. So that's the last one I'm doing. Scroll down to number 15. Okay, on these ones, we're just comparing real numbers, rational and irrational numbers, okay? Now, some of these you can just use your street smarts and think about, and some of these you're actually going to have to use your calculator and figure out what they are, okay? And I'm going to kind of go through that. So, I'm a firm believer in, I don't want to say some math you will use again in your life, okay? Some math you will not. And some teachers refuse to admit that. Okay, let's just be real here. Some math you're never going to use again in life, so you don't need to memorize it. That's dumb, and it's a waste of your memory space. You only got so much space in your brain. Okay, so use your street smart skills. Okay, by that I mean if something is positive and something's negative, what's going to be bigger? Somebody who's broke or somebody who has $1 million? Somebody who has $1 million is always going to have more money. Maybe not always, but they have more money than you right now. Okay, so if it's positive, you know that it's going to be bigger, okay? And for those of you guys that don't know, the symbols, okay, this might sound stupid, but, you know, in school they talked about the alligator mouth. Whatever way the mouth of the alligator, okay, that's his mouth, this little part, okay, here's his little teeth, or whatever, okay, he's eating the bigger number, so that's which way it should face. Okay, so he's either eating the bigger number this way, or he's eating this number because it's bigger. And I know it seems silly, but you may probably, I'm 31, and I don't think I've ever used these symbols other than the fact that I teach math. Okay, so we got 16 and a square root of 16. If you're not sure what a square root of 16 is, use your calculator. So type in 16. Turn your calculator sideways and hit that same button with the little 2 and the square root symbol. It's 4. So you got 16, comma 4. Which one is going to be bigger, 16 or 4?
16.
16. So that means my mouth should be facing this way. Okay? He's eating the bigger number, so he's eating 16.
So can our answer just be the greater than, or the sign?
Yeah, your answer can just be straight up this.
Okay.
Like, it can look like this.
Okay.
Okay. Some of these you're gonna kind of have to know what they are. So we got -4 and a negative square root of 4. Okay, what's a square root of 4?
2.
2. So it's really -4 and -2. Which one is bigger?
-2.
-2. And I know some of you guys would be tempted to pick -4. Think about a number line or somebody who's in more debt or less debt. Who owes somebody less money? They're closer to being rich than somebody else. Okay, so -2 is bigger. So your sign should look going that way, okay? The next one says a square root of 5 and a square root of 7. Which one is going to be bigger? Here's what I will tell you. since they both have a square root, you can kind of just ignore the square root. And this is what I was talking about, kind of your street smart skills. Okay? Which number is bigger? A square root of 7 or a square root of 5?
7.
7, because 7 is bigger. Okay? So don't waste your time doing math on the ones you don't need to do math on. How many is on here? 30. Okay, so look at 18. Which one is going to be bigger, 4 or a square root of 12? I'll be honest, I don't know. Okay, so this was one that I would have to type in. Square root of 12, turn your phone sideways. It's 3.46. So, yep, so 4 is going to be bigger. Okay, look at the next one. Think about your street smart skills. Which is going to be bigger, -8 or square root of 70?
Square root of 70.
Square root of 70, why?
My calculator said so.
Wrong answer. But I appreciate it. So this one is positive, despite what it is, and this one is negative. Okay? So you got a negative number and some positive number that we really don't know. Okay? But they definitely got more money because they're positive, and they're negative. So, but at least you're using your calculator. Okay, 4 and 0. 4 is going to be bigger than 0, so our symbol is going to go that way. 100 and a square root of 100. So what does a square root do? When you have a square root of 4, what is the actual answer?
Half of it.
Yeah, it's half of it. So we have 100 and a square root of 100. So which one's going to be bigger?
100.
100. I'm going to do one more. Square root of 15, square root of 17. Which one's going to be bigger? 17, the square root of 17. Okay? Since they both have a square root, you can kind of just not even pay attention to it. And just look at which one's bigger, 15 or 17. Okay? Mr. Kemp, you may need to go back through and watch the YouTube video on the front, like first section a little bit, if you need to. It'll be there in probably like maybe an hour or so. If you don't and you're good, then don't feel obligated to, okay? But as I told them, the rest of you guys, you can get off if you want. Thursday, this coming up Thursday is going to be a teacher in-service day. So it'll be a regular e-learning day. So you will have no Zoom on Thursday. Even if your teacher says you have Zoom, you don't have Zoom, okay? So don't let nobody